This Todd-versation is brought to you in part by Produce Careers with promotional consideration from Calavo Growers and Volcano Produce.
Hey, hi-ho, everybody. How the hell are you? We're doing great, feeling good, feeling strong. I got some friends hanging out with me right now here on the Todd-versations. We're going to talk about something that's incredibly important to this industry, and that's about coming together, being together, sharing ideas, learning from each other, and finding out what the hell is really going on out there. And today we have our friends from the Southeast Produce Council coming out to hang out with us. And what are we talking about? We're talking about the final frontier, kids. Yes, we are. The final frontier, Southern Exposure, coming up March 2nd through the 4th in Orlando. Please, everybody, give it up from AWG, Tim Graas, from Harps, Mike Roberts, and from Yerecic Labels, Kristen, Yerecic Scott. Welcome to all of you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yes,
Hi.
thanks for having us today,
Guys, take over the show. I'm exhausted after that introduction. I'm serious. My heart's beating like a rabbit right now. I'm pooped. No, I'm kidding. I'm super stoked you guys are here. I'm super stoked you guys are. That's fine. I'm super stoked you guys are here. This is such a fun topic to talk about, and I'm always honored to have the opportunity to share it with everybody across our network. And, you know, more importantly, not only is it an amazing trade show, but, you know, the work that you all do, the way that you have your world on your shirt sleeves and how you have your morals and values in front of this organization, what you talk about, why you talk about it, why it's important to all of you, and why that message resonates through the rest of the industry is incredibly powerful. So I'm stoked to have you. This is going to be a fun conversation. You can already tell I'm jacked up like a spider monkey on Mountain Dew right now. So who knows where the hell this is going to go at the end of all this. But before we get started, in any particular order you'd like to go, let's go ladies first, please. Please introduce yourself and say who the heck you are and whatever else you want to say.
Sure, why not? I am Kristen Yerecic Scott with Yerecic Label and marketing director there. And more importantly for this conversation, I am SEPC secretary. Happy to work with these guys to advance our industry along. And I coordinate a lot of the education for SEPC. So I'm super excited to talk about that today.
Cool. All right, boys.
I'm Mike Roberts. I'm the vice president of produce operations for Harps Food Stores. And, you know, for, you know, really even just as proud to be on the SEPC board. And I've been involved with SEPC for about 12 years, you know, and so this year I'm lucky enough to be vice chairman, which really means is I get to, you know, kind of carry the cape for Tim and make sure, you know, it doesn't get wrinkled or anything. And that way he's looking good. So that is my main responsibility this year. So, but I'm very happy to be here today.
Yeah, so two things. One of which you said it's your responsibility to make them look good. Kind of failing. Going to throw that out there. You may want to look at that and not look at that like something's going to boost your resume. And is it true you can't make eye contact with him? It's a part of being vice chair. You have to look away. Is that how it works?
It's, yeah, you can't look directly at him.
Right.
I think it's 2 steps to the left and 2 steps back. Isn't that right, Tim?
That's correct.
Yeah, right.
And,
Yeah.
an endless supply of drinks as needed when I call for them.
I've been doing that for years, but yeah.
I love it. I knew this was going to be a good day. Highlight of my day. I can already tell you we're 5 minutes in. Tim, lay it on us. Who the hell are you?
Sure. Yeah. Tim Graas. I oversee procurement for Associated Wholesale Grocers Produce Procurement, 9 divisions that we have now. And it's similar to Mike and Kristen. Very, very honored to be here today. Thank you for having us. And I can't think of anything better to talk about today than Southern exposure.
Yeah, no two ways about it, because it's such a pivotal, it really is a pivotal event on the calendar for this industry. It is really something that I've been to it a gazillion times, whatever it is. And I've never come away from that going like, well, that wasn't worthwhile. You know, it's just, it really honestly, and you've done that at trades. You've gone to events and been like, you know, that was okay. I've never felt that way about the show because of the way you guys set that up and because of the effort that you put in. You guys do a big lift behind the scenes and it's powerful. There's no two ways about it. I want to get into it. But one of the things I like to ask folks like yourselves that are doing what you all do for organizations trying to change, you know, our industry and mentor and uplift and really bring a new generation to the forefront, which is what we're all supposed to be doing, right? Is to be working, you know, work backwards to bring somebody forward. It's such a great deal. I'd like to ask each of you, you can go, whoever wants to go first, maybe a little 2-part question. One of which, what does the SEPC mean to you? And by the way, Southeast Produce Council kids, we're switching to acronyms. So what does SEPC mean to you, right? And why does SEPC matter? I think those are really great questions to open up with, if you wouldn't mind. Who wants to go first? Fight for it.
I'll jump in if that's all right with everybody. And that's a really good question, Todd. It means so much to me personally. I mean, there's a ton of words: family, authentic, philanthropic, humble, inspired, all kinds of stuff. But I really believe that at the end of the day, you know, my career, I've had the pleasure of being able to do a number of different things, but this is, if not the pinnacle, very close to the pinnacle of my career, is being associated with this organization and the group of people out there. Why does it matter? You know, aside from the awesome shows that we put on twice a year, which Southern Exposure is one of those, there's so much more that SEPC does that we're really working hard right now to get some of that information and that the juice of what we do out there. From a charitable standpoint, and giving back to the communities is where it really counts, at least in my opinion. And we do a ton of that stuff that a lot of people just don't see. It's not that we want to necessarily brag about it, but that's really what we're about, is helping, you know, give others a leg up in the world. So, but the focus, the determination, the teamwork of the entire board of directors, all the way up to the board of governors and everybody that's associated with the SEPC, everybody stays focused on the mission, focused on what we're there for and why we do what we do. They take to heart, you know, our mission and our nice pillars. So it's just it's a real honor to be here and be associated with this group.
I love that. That's a great answer.
I just really feel like I have nothing to top that. So every part of me, as Tim was talking, just wanted to go like, whoop, whoop.
You should have. No, I mean, Tim, you're right. It's about giving back. And the thing is, I think what's really important that people need to remember that, you know, I say this all the time, you know, when you show people you care about them, you train them to care about you, right? And this is what this organization is showing people about caring about each other above and beyond whatever hat you go to work wearing, right? It's because it's not that any longer when you start to look at what you all are doing. I didn't mean to cut you off, Mike. Do you have something? I'd love to hear what your perspective is.
I mean, I'd have to agree with Kristen that, you know, I mean, what Tim said nailed it right on. But, you know, I mean, some of the things that are, you know, and I maybe just add a couple of things. And I was actually talking to somebody today about coming to the SEPC. And, you know, my description was, I said, it's a trade show that you will want to go to. Mm-hmm. I said, you will, you know, at the end of the day, you know, you're going to want to go to this show. You will look forward to going to this show every year. And, you know, and a lot of what the SEPC means to me is about, you know, really great people working towards a common goal of, you know, increasing the consumption of fresh fruits and vegetables. And, you know, the really cool thing about that is that, you know, I mean, we all do it, you know, in a fun way and you know, giving back way. And, you know, so I think a lot of it too, that, you know, that why it's fun is because it's kind of like family. And once you get in there and you get to working with people and get in that atmosphere and that, you know, the culture that is there, it's addicting, you know, and you want to be a part of it. And I think we have that effect. It's really a great place to be.
I love it. Yeah. Great answers, everybody. All of them. I absolutely could. I'll do it. Chris said, woohoo. I agree with all of that. It makes a ton of sense. So let's talk a little bit in detail. Southern Exposure, the trade show that's coming up is going to be March 2nd through the 4th in Orlando, Florida at the Swan and Dolphin, back at the same place that I believe it was last year's Swan and Dolphin, if I do recall. Tim, you're the chairman, right? So we need to talk about this a little bit now. We need to talk about this event. We're going to detail. I want to talk. I heard the word spandex is brought up. We're going to bring that up probably in a second. But as a chair, your theme this year is celebrating produce as the final frontier. All right. So please share with me a little bit, if you wouldn't mind. What's your vision there? What's it mean? Give me some highlights.
Well, yeah, I'd be happy to. So celebrating produce as the final frontier is kind of the theme for the show, but the platform behind it is more about inspiring innovation today for a sustainable tomorrow. And we really felt like Star Trek was kind of aligned with that theme or that platform, if you will. And Todd, I can't wait to see you channel your inner Trekkie at the show this year. I think you look good with Spock ears on, but nonetheless, it's, you know, Star Trek has done a lot of things over the years, and it's been a lot of different things to a lot of different people. Such as, okay, wait, what is that?
That's my tinfoil hat. I'm ready. I'm here. You told me. I thought you were going to wear a Star Trek uniform. I was in a pinch, didn't have one. I got a pink onesie unicorn outfit, but that doesn't seem appropriate. So I just whipped out a little tinfoil just to get better FM radio in my head.
Yeah, we have to see that in March at the show.
I don't think my tinfoil hat's going to travel very well, but I'll try.
That's awesome. So, but anyway, similar to what we're doing here today, we just have had a lot of fun with the Star Trek theme and coming up with different things, props for the show and all of that good stuff. But Star Trek really represents a lot of reason, futuristic, talking about things that need to happen, a lot of logic in there and understanding the universe, and that's kind of what we're talking about here as far as the sustainability from a sustainability perspective. So, the SEPC upholds a lot of the similar values, in addition to our focus on faith and the importance of relationships with the community. So
I love that, what you said about the future, right? And what is the future? Because we're in positions today to make decisions that will drastically affect the future, right? Whether we're putting more energy into educating children how to eat better, whether we're looking at regenerative agriculture for whatever that defines and turns itself into in the future, or whether it's ag technology, whatever that turns into in the future. But all of it is something that we need to be embracing and talking about and having that platform, like you said, to be able to come together and learn from each other and figure out what can we do? How are we going to feed 10 billion people here in a few years? It's really powerful. So for the other two of you, let's talk a little bit about the show itself. And if you wouldn't mind, I'm gonna throw out just a little bit to you, what Tim framed up so beautifully. It's an important event. And so Kirsten, I'm going to go to you first. Let's talk a little bit about the outfit. Tell me a little bit about this spandex thing and what's going on. I want to get to the bottom of this because this sounds, Melanie, we want to live. This sounds like a thing, and I think we should talk it through.
Thanks for joining the Todd-versation. And now, a word from our sponsor. At Produce Careers, we are in the people business. Thanks for listening to Todd-versations. As your trusted executive search firm for the fresh produce, food processing, and agribusiness industries, we focus on outcomes. With over 80 years of combined industry expertise, with our global networks, we have the tools and the skills to identify top talent for your organization's strategic hiring needs. Our relationship-driven approach and proven recruitment process deliver the right candidates at the right time. At Produce Careers, we know each hire is an investment. Whether you're looking for the perfect candidate or searching for your next challenge, call or email us today and let us partner with you.
So it's a little bit of a thing with the group, because we seem to trend towards themes that require spandex outfits. So we're just hoping that sometime in the near future we can pick a theme that doesn't require spandex, but till then we'll get a good laugh out of it and some photos that really should not see the light of day.
But they really should.
But check out your SEPC calendar for the year and you'll see it.
Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, and kids, it's not guys in the fire station. Trust me, it's no, it's not. I love
not
it.
Even close.
I absolutely love it. I want to, as we make fun and have fun, enjoy our time together talking about this event, which we've all made very, very clear, and I hope everybody gets the message underlying here that this is an important event that you should attend and be a part of because it's going to make a difference in your business and in your day and in yourself personally. But I can't. And part of the deal that we have is that we got to talk about Southern roots and we got to throw that out there and what it matters and why it matters, because I'm going to beat that drum until my arms fall off. But any of you, share your feelings about Southern roots as well as the lunch that's going on in Orlando and really why it's such an important event, because it truly does matter.
I'll be happy to grab that one.
Love it.
Southern roots is so important because representation is important. Right. So since the beginning of Southern Roots back in 2016 and the transition that we've seen to more females leaders within the produce industry and the retail industry, wholesale, food service is incredible. I think the original event had like 20 people there to now we're talking in the hundreds.
Yeah.
So the representation for women to be able to have mentors throughout the industry is so important. I'm really looking forward to Heather Lucky Penny as our speaker this year. I learned that the female version of aviator is aviatrix. from her website in preparation for this.
Aviatrix. Honestly, okay, guys, no lie. Did you know that before she just said that?
I did
not.
I
not.
did not. I did not.
Guys,
So-
I'm not lying to you. I had to Google the word. It
Whoa.
said aviatrix, and I was like, is this made up or no? But it
Wow.
is the feminine version of aviator.
That's super
And-
cool. That's super. And all I think to myself is like, oh, that's going to get me a beer in a bar because nobody's going to know that. I'm going to win something. That's exactly what came to my mind. It's like, oh, that's a winner right there. I
Yeah.
love it.
She's incredible. She was one of the first fighter pilots that responded on 9/11. And so she's going to be talking to us about bringing your mission into culture. So we're super excited to have her on board.
Dang. Well, again, it's such a great event, and it's just it's wonderful to see its growth, and it's wonderful to see how it truly has blossomed. It's my friends talk about it. The women that I associate with and do business with, it's something that's a part of that they look forward to every year. I mean, it's become a very, very powerful, meaningful event. Sounds pretty cool. What is it? A fighter pilot, female
Aviatrix.
aviatrix. Well, that's tough. I'm never going to get that right. Well, nonetheless, I'll try.
Fighter pilot works too.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, yeah, fighter pilot's much more, that's more kick in the door. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk a little bit more too. Again, because of the educational things, the different things that you guys are involved in, it's really important. I want to keep bringing these up because I want people to see the tentacles that you guys have. It's just not about a trade show. It's a much deeper organization. So I want to talk about STARS, which is the Southeast Top Agriculture Recruit Scholarship. I'd like to, can we just clear the air on the Georgia Bulldog thing before we get into this? Because a lot of folks are coming from the SEC. Can we just not talk about the Georgia Bulldog? I'm up to here with the SEC. I really am.
Todd, I thought this was really the way to really get that Georgia Bulldog plug in there. I thought this.
Oh, am I supposed to give a plug?
Very seamless,
I didn't read that.
That the national champion Georgia Bulldogs are, the University of Georgia is a part of the STARS program. So, but
Yeah.
can work into that. So,
All right. You're right. All right. I got to love the Bulldogs back to back. You got to give them their props. I just have to give everybody that's, I have to listen to about it all the time. Just a little pushback. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Sorry.
there are other schools that are involved. There's LSU, there's Florida, Clemson,
Arkansas?
Arkansas is not yet, but I think it's North Carolina State, Virginia Tech. I think that's and then all
it's awesome. It's a great program to see these kids. Like I said, I got to throw a little love out there for the Bulldog fans. You went back to back. You got to get a little love from me. But because you're working with the kids, as I said earlier, it's really about uplifting the next generation to make something happen. It's like, how do we instill that wisdom, right? How do we help them understand, see things from a perspective perhaps that they're certainly thriving for. So talk to me a little bit about why it's important we work to mentor the next generation of ag leaders and why you guys have taken on that charge.
Well, yeah, I think I'll take that one real quick. That's just a really great program. It's available to students from land grant universities in the Southeast. And really the focus of that is to teach them about the produce industry, to try to recruit them into our industry, and connect them with companies that they can go to work for when they get out of school. It's just really important. Feeding people is a really big deal, and we need really good talent. Really good, smart people coming up in the next generation to help feed more people, help with food science, food safety, lots of things like that. And the STARS program has placed lots of people in really great positions, and there'll be future leaders in our industry, come out of STARS, and some that already have probably, are on their way.
I love it. Anybody else want to chime in or?
Yeah, I would. And just a couple of other thoughts. Talking about the future and STARS, and who doesn't need help these days, right? I mean, everybody needs help and everybody needs good help, and it just is. It doesn't seem to be getting much better. So STARS is one of those things that we have to help, relieve some of that stuff. But a little segue into, or a little thought behind what really kind of sparked the thought process behind the theme for this year's show. Is, and you mentioned it earlier, that by the year 2050, the world's population is going to be approaching 10 billion people. And there's not going to be enough food. They say at this point, there's not going to be enough food to feed 10 billion people. And back in November, just this past November, the United Nations came out and announced that the population of the world had reached 8 billion people.
Yeah.
So we might be, there's some people think we're going to get there to 10 billion prior to 2050, but nonetheless, that's a lot of people. And I have kids, and several of us have kids that are younger than my kids, and some of us are going to be living that issue in 2050, and it's not that far away. And the Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, I think it was, had a really quote that I read, and it says, "We all have a shared responsibility to care for our planet." And that's one of the goals, because to me that hits home. And one of the goals that I hope all the attendees at the show this year come away with is that, if nothing else, maybe we can at least open some eyes and get people to say, "Oh, you know what? That's really close." And, "Oh yeah, we might have to do something different here or there." And at least, if nothing else, spark something in somebody's mind that can help get some things rolling to address some of these issues coming down the pipe. I mean, we can't, I'm not going to be able to do it myself. None of us are going to be able to do it ourselves. And it's going to take a collective effort from everybody in the industry to take care of some of these issues that are out there. So that's
100%.
another,
Well said.
Another good thing about the stars is that, those are some of the folks that are going to be on the front lines in 2050 and dealing with some of these issues.
Yeah, very well said. And come alongside you. I said this in a speech I gave and said this to the crowd. I said, this industry, the produce industry, has the ability to change the health narrative, the climate narrative, a lot of things on this planet that we don't think about in such a big way. We have a tendency to get a little silo. We have a tendency to think about ourselves and what's happening in the immediacy of the now, as opposed to the actual power that this industry has to make all these positive changes. And we can come together in a platform like you're talking about, uplift the youth, but at least, and have a place to come, like we're going to, coming up March 2nd through the 4th. That's a powerful tool, man. It's really powerful to get people to recognize that. It really, really is. He's changing lives with the way they eat. And it's a powerful responsibility that we need to take seriously. We really do. Yeah, we really do. So at the event, you've got Cocktails and Careers, which has been created for the STAR students, correct? So can you talk a little bit about how folks can get involved and what they can expect with that?
Yeah, I'll take that one if that's all right.
I'm not going to, you're the chairman. What are we all going to say? No. Yeah, we about it. I mean, I'm worried about Mike trying to, he's going to be a mess if we got to let you talk.
I think Mike's trying to look me in the eyes right now.
Mike, don't look in his eyes. Damn it. You're going to burn up Zoom.
Take 2 steps back, Mike.
So if I could maybe steal a little bit and channel Mr. Spock, it would be illogical for any attendees to miss our Cocktails and Careers at the show this year. And it's a really good opportunity for our STAR students to get out there and mingle with those folks that they're going to be working for. And it's just it's a really intimate event, I guess I would say, the Cocktails and Careers itself, but it's a great opportunity for companies to come over and get invited, of course, but come over and interview some of these people. And I say interview and, quote unquote, but get to know them a little bit. There's some pretty sharp people that are coming out of school these days. And we've placed, I shouldn't say we've placed, but several of them have gone to work for member companies and are still there today after going through our STARS program. It's been a really good success.
I love it. Anybody else got something to say? No? All right. That's easy. No, you're right. And I love the fact that you have an opportunity to meet these kids, right? Face to face. It's pretty impactful. Mentoring is nothing more than really being a friend, right? And when you take the time to understand how powerful that is and what an opportunity it is to just brighten somebody's day or put something in their mind maybe they haven't thought about before, or give them some perspective, it is powerful. Again, I think it's just great that this platform exists to continue to uplift folks. Want to get into who's actually now, not so much the Southern Roots side, because we know you have an aviatrix that's going to be speaking. I got it first, boys. You guys, I got it before anybody on this one. I've taken credit for that. Who else is speaking at Southern Exposure? What else can we look forward to?
Absolutely. For our keynote, we're super excited. We're doing something different this year. Historically, we've gone with our celebrity or well-known speaker, and we're splitting it up a little bit differently this year. We're doing our celebrity speaker and an industry speaker. We thought it was very important that we get deep into the issues and the opportunities, I should say, that are facing our industry in terms of food waste, making sure we have enough food, to Tim's point that he was talking about earlier. So our celebrity keynote speaker is Kimberly Williams Paisley. So actress, I do have to say myself, I am a huge Father of the Bride fan. So I had a little fangirl moment when I found out she was speaking. Also actress in many other things, New York Times bestselling author, and her husband, Brad Paisley, own the store down in Nashville, which is a store where people who have needs can go and get food. It also helps to instill a real sense of community there, so they can go and purchase their own items without feeling like they're being given handouts. I spent some time on their website, and I thought it is really a unique opportunity that the store offers.
I think that's great. Yeah,
And
she'll have a great perspective.
Absolutely. So it really ties into Tim's theme. And then we also have Sonia Lowe, who is the president and CEO of Unfold, and she's going to be talking to us about the promises and mythologies of CEA, so controlled environment agriculture.
That's a fluid topic.
Absolutely.
That should be an interesting perspective to hear. There's no doubt about it. It's probably one of the hottest, most paid attention to things that's going on right now in the space, I would think, in a lot of ways. Everybody's got one eye on it, at least. That's exciting. Anybody else? Anything else exciting there?
Yeah, and so then our education sessions on Friday morning, our first session is titled The Prime Directive, Food Waste and Nutrition Insecurity. And what we're looking to do there is cover the whole cycle of food waste. We're going to have a retailer, a grower shipper, a technology organization, organization that does redirects food waste. So kind of where the food waste can be created, where it can be minimized, and how we can end up doing things like the store and get it into people's hands. And then obviously we'll be launching our Power of Produce 2023 in our second education session at Southern Exposure.
I love it. I'll give you one that you can win a beer and a bar over. Do you know what? I'll give you a stat about food waste. Food waste in this country is the equivalent of every single American, old, young, throwing away 650 small to medium-sized apples each.
Wow.
You cannot do that on your phone. If you try, you have to turn your phone sideways to get enough zeros. Wow. That's a big number. That's a big number. So when you think about food waste and the importance that it is, if we talk about 10 billion people feeding these people, we got to figure out how to do a better job of it, right?
Yep.
You know, we need to get these conversations rolling.
To feed this population of 10 billion people, maximizing the food that we already have has to be our number one priority.
I love it. And so I didn't mean to cut you off because I had my food waste up, but is there any other ones that we didn't bring up as far as the educational tracks? We get them. Okay, cool.
Yeah, we got them.
Okay, cool. So one of the things that I wanted to call out this year, you know, in talking about the show with you guys is the Bright Ideas Fresh Arrival Showcase. We didn't do it last time, and I think it's remiss. I think it's important that we bring this up because this is really a great opportunity for folks to get noticed, right? You know, it is a chance for people to take a breath and say, wow, that's really specifically interesting about a brand that, you know, I knew, whether it be something new packaging, new fruit, whatever it might be. So talk to me a little bit about that. But more importantly, I think, you know, you've got some great perspective here, right? Because you got retailer and you've got AWG on the side and even a label manufacturer, right? I mean, it's all still there. But I mean, talk to me about why it's important for brands and for buyers to take advantage of that opportunity throughout there. Anybody can go with it.
Well, I mean, being a retailer, you know, I mean, that's important for the buyer side of the industry. You know, I mean, to looking for innovation and new products and new ways of sustainability and ways that affect the industry. And that's things that I look for, and I know a lot of my colleagues look for as well. So, you know, it's really important to have that showcase and the bright ideas and the innovation stations. You know, and we've got that's the two ways that you can get involved. Really is, you know, the bright ideas fresh arrivals, and then the innovation stations. So the attendees can hear what you have to say about those items. and to see the new stuff in the industry. And so that's a really great way to launch a new item, to get noticed at these shows, and to increase innovation in the industry, and get it out there and see if it works, and attract customers. So it's a really great segment of the show.
Love it. Anybody else?
I was just going to say, I know being on the supply side, the number one question we get from you guys is what's new?
Yeah.
What's new? Tell me what's innovative. So the opportunity to showcase these at the shows, I think, is so important for grower shippers and other suppliers like myself in packaging or other innovation areas.
Yeah, I love it. It's just a great way to get noticed, a great way to get out there. And it's actually kind of a nice place to go, because you can chill out for a minute, like actually focus and, have that brief moment, like, all right, I'm into it. I can really see what this is. And especially as a retailer, because everybody knows what your lanyard is, Mike. They're all over you. They love to talk to you.
And one other little note there is this: the bright ideas and innovation stations and stuff can help retailers keep them from getting in trouble when they get back from the show. Because when they get back, their boss is going to come up and say, so what did you learn?
Yeah.
Go see the innovation stations and the bright ideas, fresh arrivals, and you got all your answers right there.
Look at him just work that expense account. All right. So
I think that's Tim's way of telling me that, since we do kind of our companies work together, that I should pay more attention and take more notes and not call him when I get back. Is that what you were trying to say, Tim?
But now that you bring it up, yeah, maybe I'm thinking. I love it. I want to throw this out to all three of you. Kara, I'm going to give you kind of a little bit of a two-parter here, but what do you hope, people will gain by coming and going to Southern Exposure this year? And what do you think some of the big takeaways will be for people that are attending?
Thanks for joining the Todd-versation. And now, a word from our sponsor. At Produce Careers, we are in the people business. Thanks for listening to Todd-versations. As your trusted executive search firm for the fresh produce, food processing, and agribusiness industries, we focus on outcomes. With over 80 years of combined industry expertise, with our global networks, we have the tools and the skills to identify top talent for your organization's strategic hiring needs. Our relationship-driven approach and proven recruitment process deliver the right candidates at the right time. At Produce Careers, we know each hire is an investment. Whether you're looking for the perfect candidate or searching for your next challenge, call or email us today and let us partner with you.
Honestly, in addition to coming to the show and having an outstanding time and building relationships and visiting the booths and all the education and everything like that, my personal hope is that everybody leaves the show with a little spark in their mind of, we've got to do something different. It was an eye-opening show for me, that we have some issues that we need to address, and we've got to do something. And everybody can do something. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be the one to reinvent the wheel, but let's find something. Everybody find something that they can do personally or within their companies to, incorporate sustainability plans into their infrastructure. It's such a broad-based topic that there's so many different things that it can do. Mm-hmm. And that it means, and there's something in there that fits for everybody. So I hope everybody has a little bit of a motivation and a spark in their mind to do something when they get back.
I love it. I love the challenge. Do something when you get back. That's powerful. Anybody else? Who wants the next? You're all three getting it, so you got to answer.
I'm a little bit biased, with leading the education opportunities. So, I'm hoping the big takeaways for people are really dynamic, out of this world education sessions, whether that be the Friday morning sessions and our keynote speakers. And same with Tim, that they take those inspirational, motivational, educational messages and do something with it. Because what you do about it back in your organization and for the greater good of the industry is what that's all about.
I love that. How about you, Mike?
Yeah, the one of the things I think that you can take away from it, or you can gain by it, it's just the connectivity, and the relationships that you can form, and what I kind of hope is that you get something for yourself they can help you build your career, something for your company, and then something for the industry too, that helps us keep moving forward. And so, those are the kind of things that, that I think you can take away from it. And I'm going to be like Kristen here, and I'm going to give a plug for something I'm biased to as well. But I think something that's really great that you can take away, or that members can, really benefit from, is a program that we also have called Step Up. And I think I missed my spot a minute ago to kind of mention it, but so I'm going to get it in there, right? So, but that is the Southeast Training Educational Program for up and coming produce professionals, and we're in our, I believe, 12th year, and we take 12 up and coming produce professionals from around the industry and take them and try to educate them, through all facets of the industry. And once again, like the STARS program, but with people that are already in the industry, and try to make them understand more, educate them more, and try to help the industry move forward with those people. It's a really great program. I'm actually a graduate of it, and I get to co-chair that now with a good friend of mine named Gary Baker. And it's just a great program, and it's something looking forward to another class this year. And it's just really been, I think, and once again, I might be a little biased, but the best educational produce program in the industry. And that's my 2 cents on it. So, but
I like it.
You can take away as well, for members especially.
You know what I love about what you all said that's great is that the passion you have for giving back, for creating something bigger and better than what today is, wins the day every time. I mean, it's oozing out of you, the pride, the passion, the love, the commitment you have for the organization, the why, right? So many times people get like, what is the why behind that? And you can clearly see what the why is for all 3 of you. It's interesting because it's touched you all in a different way, but yet the same end goal applies to all 3 of you. And I think that's incredibly powerful. I think it's kudos to the organization for creating a culture that allows that to thrive and exist, and that is pushing that culture forward and then pushing it back downstream to put those right mindsets into our youth today so we can control the narrative about a better, healthier planet through produce and fruits and veg. That wouldn't suck, would it? So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just incredibly impactful. I commend you all for what you said and what you shared, especially that connective point. I think it's incredibly powerful. So kudos.
Thank you.
Yeah, totally. All right. So what's new in 2023? I mean, we got Produce, the Final Frontier. We got that going on. We got Southern Roots coming up later. I mean, what's going on for SCP? What do we got? We got some breaking news. I got to put my tinfoil hat back on. What do you need?
Kristen, do you want me to take that one, or you want to do it, Mike?
Oh, well, I mean, it's really exciting, Tim, I think. And since we're talking about the Final Frontier, and I mean, I don't know if you can create a poll or anything, Todd, but I mean, I think maybe anybody's listening we should vote on what Tim's costume is for the Final Frontier. I mean, I don't know if we need to go full Captain Kirk or if we need to do Spock. Maybe, I think, is it Romulan? Is that a thing? I don't know.
I do see a little Romulan there. I do. I get a glimpse across the Zoom screen.
Yeah, I don't know if we can, maybe use you to help decide that. I don't know if that's appropriate.
I guarantee you we will be happy to put a poll out and to ask everybody. No polls?
I would like it to be something that requires prosthetics to be applied.
What was that? I'm sorry. Were we supposed to debate that part? I just assumed that was already happening.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's a good point, Kristen.
You're going.
Todd, if you need help deciding on a final criteria or different characters, I mean, I'll be happy to help. That's what I do. Is I help Tim a lot. That's what I do as vice chairman, and so I'm trying to do my job.
Good. You know what? It's nice to be nice to the nice, and it's good to be a giver. And I think you're doing both right now. So I'm on board. Yeah, I'll email you. We'll get this handled.
Okay.
This won't be a problem. And we should probably have a little side poll, like no spandex. Like, what are we going to do? I mean, I think it'd be, we'll get that too.
I would love a vote for that. What themes could SEPC do that do not require spandex?
Yeah,
because a surprisingly high amount of themes do. It's very concerning.
If I was more Dr. Philish, we probably would dive into this a little bit, maybe touch our inner feelings about what that actually means. But the element of time and the fact that I'm trying not to piss off everybody on this show, that we're gonna stick away from it. But we are gonna put that in the poll. I think we should probably have a Dr. Phil type show to work through this issue. I believe.
Well, I'll tie us into some.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I'll tie us into one thing that I'm excited about for SEPC in 2023, is that we saw last year in 2022, the Next Generation Leadership Award had a significant number of people submitted for the award. And we thought we were really missing an opportunity to get this next generation who can, commit so much to improvement and throughout the industry, that we decided to create a Next Generation Leadership Academy.
Cool.
So we announced that at Southern Innovations, and we will be bringing in the inaugural class at Southern Exposure this year.
Cool. That's awesome. That's awesome.
We're really excited about that. We'll have 12 candidates. The curriculum is designed to really provide some conscious leadership ideals for those candidates that go through the first inaugural class and will end it in September at Southern Innovations later this year. We're still putting some of it together, but what we have so far is really exciting. It's going to give them some leadership skills and prepare them to help navigate industry challenges and continue to grow in their careers. And really, really excited to see where this thing leads. It's going to be a pretty cool program, I think.
Love it. Love it. Anything else new and exciting? Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think we were overwhelmed by the number of nominees for the Next Generation Leadership Academy. So it was great to see that, we're on to something that is the industry needs. I
love it. Mike, anything to add?
It's going to be a really great program. Watching it evolve, and of course, when it come into life this year, it's going to be a really, really great addition to the industry. And once again, it will be the top educational program at a different level than my step up group, but it'll be really great.
I love it. I love it. This is great. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. This was a ton of fun. It really was. It was fun. I've laughed. We had a good time. I've enjoyed myself tremendously. I really appreciate you guys being here.
I'm very excited about the results of these pools, just to be clear.
Yeah, don't worry. We're gonna get on an email trail.
Yeah, great.
Don't worry about it.
I will be very if you need any help you need at all, Todd, I will, when it comes to Tim, there's really nothing I won't do to help him out.
Yes, so you just look, I mean, if you're 2 steps behind to the left, it is what it is, right? The blueprint's already out. We got this.
He might have to change that 5 steps behind, because I can grab him with 2 steps.
I love it. Thank you guys very much for being here. Okay, everybody.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a pleasure. It's absolutely a pleasure. You guys are welcome back anytime. Please join me. I love to do it, and it's a ton of fun to talk about. So it's open invitation. But don't forget, everybody, March 2nd through the 4th, Swan and Dolphin, beautiful Orlando, Florida. By the way, Mickey's in Orlando, right? He's there. So you can go check out Mickey Mouse. You got all those good opportunities, lots of golf, good stuff. There's reasons to go. Bring your significant other, bring the fam, hang out, make an experience, learn, come together, spend some time with your industry colleagues, and walk away, recharge, refresh, and maybe kicking in some doors for the future that we all need to have happen. So I appreciate you 3 for doing the heavy lifting you do, and everybody in the organization at SEPC for making this happen. Thank you all for listening. We appreciate you. Remember, check us out on social media, all those fun things that we're on. Thanks for listening. We'll see you soon. Take care of each other. Keep smiling. Remember, go inspire somebody today. It's really important. You can do it. I know you can. I believe in you. Go do it. See, I just inspired you by that. Go. Thanks, everybody. Take care. See you.